So a very good day to all lecturers. So today our group will be presenting our social aspect assignment, which is the video review on new urbanism, a case study at Celebration, Florida. So our group member consists of me, Wikin, Feng, and also Shafiq. So now I'll pass our presentation to Feng.
Okay, thank you, Vicky. About the new urbanism, the movement has also drawn inspiration from the works of architects and urban designers of France's famous ecolo arts and urban planning that emerging to help address the problem of the urban sprawl and inner city design using design-based strategy grounded in traditional urban forms. And this video focuses on this aspect, including the workable community and trans-oriented development and open space, affordable housing, and will define center and edges community and sustainable development practice. And about the celebration background, it is located in Kissimmee near Orlando in Florida, USA. It is a brainchild of the later American business Walt Disney, and it developed both concept and financial by the Walt Disney company was inspired by Disney fiction lines, and it imagined of per 1940s small town American, which residents shared a value and a sense of the community, and the building and special structure of the celebration and design of the mirror the vintage special forms and architecture styles of early 20th century American. That's all my parts. Pass to next presenter. Thank you.
So for the celebration as a new urbanism community, it has three phases where it is land use, urban design, and also aesthetic style. While most developers, they only stop until the first phase, which is the aesthetic style. They only provide traditional architecture buildings. And the second and third phase, they are mostly restricted by the land use and zoning law of America. However, this celebration, they consist of both three phases in their new urbanism. So first we touch about land use and zoning in America. So America, actually, they have their own strict land use code when they develop area by area, and then they will then rezone the area from agriculture or vacant land to other further development like commercial or housing. However, celebration has its own control on the land and zoning code. And now we move to urban design of celebration, where most developers, they only focus on a single type of development, like they only do housing, they only do retail, they only do schools, they only do parks. However, this celebration is big enough to address its own mixed development, where it has a big piece of land by themselves, so they can actually design every developments inside. Next, this celebration, it's actually turned the city into a theme park where it uses seaside and also traditional neighborhood design, and it is designed to be pedestrian oriented, as walkable cities attracts more developments based on the previous studies. And new urbanism concept in celebration is that celebration that emphasize on walking, bicycling, and public transit, which is all designed to attain public health and also decrease the reliance on automobile, which is the source of pollution. However, this walkable criteria is hardly met because this is a big area. It's 9,600 acres land. And also there are a lot of emphasis on the automobile because this big area is not every places are walkable. So they still emphasize, they still depend on the automobile. And then the streets, they are generally very wide with no natural canopy. So actually they don't tend to promote safety, but they still emphasize on aesthetic appeal for this. And then lastly is that celebration, they did not provide affordable housing. However, they paid compensation to local government. So local government will use that money to build affordable housings at other places.
Okay, thank you, Weekend. So I will be presenting the challenge of implementing the new urbanism. So at first, the critic says that the new urbanism is just an upgrade version of the suburban. The reason here is that the new urbanism also restricts the natural growth of urban development. Although the new urbanism has a good principle, the new township tend to mix with the suburban concept, which make it harder to achieve the goals. Next, the new urbanism has seen promoting the exclusivity. Usually, the residential in new urbanism area is much more expensive than average house price in suburban. Besides, they are more concerned on aesthetical view, which against the principle of new urbanism. Challenge number 3, the American zoning law has discouraged the mixed-use development. In the States, the zoning code is separated in many segments. That's the reason why in America, urban sprawling has become the main issue in urban development since FVR administration. And this brings us to the last challenge, difficulty to achieve the goal. As we mentioned earlier, the new urbanism is always associated with the exclusivity by having a complex rule and regulation. As a lesson from the challenge that we have studied, the new urbanism should promote the inclusivity and diversity in the community. More than 80% of the celebration population is a white American. This shows how segregated the economy and opportunity among American society. The next one is the balance between profitability and social development. As we mentioned at the first point, new urbanism should be inclusive regardless of socioeconomic status in accordance with the new urbanism principle, affordable housing. Another lesson that we have learned is that the new urbanism does not reject the modern architecture. The developer tend to choose traditional architecture as they are more concerned on appearance or aesthetical value rather than the principle itself. Lastly, new urbanism should be a solution of the suburbanization issue. Urban sprawling has become a main problem to all major cities, and the new urbanism should be able to solve this issue as it emphasizes more on compact and mixed-use development. So that's all from our group. Thank you very much.